Hi folks, welcome to G for G here on Marvel Avengers. Ah, oh, you caught me. Oh dear. I am so sorry. That was just like muscle memory going off over there. I'm gonna leave that in. I will leave that in exactly where it is right now. So, hi everybody, welcome to G for G here on YouTube. Today we are taking a look at DC Comics Legends. Alright, I want to deal with two things right off the bat before we get into anything else about the rest of the game. Number one, no. Warner Brothers and DC did not release and create this game as a response to Marvel Avengers Alliance getting sunsetted. Let me make that clear. DC is not your fucking hero. They're not like, oh, we will save you guys from boredom and tedium because the game's gone. This is not Burger King sweeping in and taking over the land where McDonald's burnt down. This game has been in development and has had invites out for the closed beta and everything for about a year. Plus, enterprising people like myself have been able to get the APK for Android and the IPA for iOS loaded on jailbroken and rooted devices and play it while it was in that preemptive Marvel stage that we like to talk about. You remember when Marvel Avengers Alliance 2 and Marvel Avengers Alliance Tactics was in a lot of other countries before it went global. Part of me thinks, like, what is it that these games show up in these, like, kind of not big countries and everything before they show up in a big market? And I was not looking at it properly. You have to consider it. When it shows up in a small market like Philippines or Brazil, well, not Brazil, that's usually pretty big for free to play, but like the Philippines or something, it is because it's a small market and they need a small test bed before the game goes super global in like Europe and the States and everything. So I get it. But a lot of us in the bigger countries like, hey, when are we ever going to get to test these games and everything? We do, more than you know. It's just more mainstream games than mobile games and everything. So, the other thing I need to get out of the way is, as of right now, as of November 3rd, 2016, the only known working Android emulator that can handle DC Comics Legends is Koplayer. Google Koplayer, install it if you want to run this on your PC. I can confirm that Nox and Mimu were not running the game prior to launch day, and it seems like even on launch day, still not working. Today's the 3rd. It actually went live on the Google Play Store on the 2nd, and it finally seems to have hit iOS today. As of right now, I have a ticket in asking how can I get my iOS data to match my Android data. On Android, you see social logged in, you can sign out and then, type in your stuff. On iOS, I don't get that option. I can't click anything to be like, hey, get me off my iOS Game Center account. I want to try to get, remember Marvel Avengers Alliance 2, Marvel Future Fight, you sync it up with Facebook and you get the same data on all your devices? Yeah. Not happening here yet. Okay. The final thing we need to get out of the way is if you pre-registered and you're like, where's my Wonder Tits? I pre-registered, how am I going to get her? Go to Mail, and Stryker Wonder Woman actually appears as mail first. You have to get her out of your mailbox. Then you go over to Heroes, and she'll be down here. It'll say tap to unlock. You tap her, and then you will get Liberty Made from the Tick. Tell me that is not fucking... Do you remember Liberty Maid? On the Tick, Tick, Arthur the Moth, Not in the Face, Spoon. It's Liberty Maid. Fucking give this chick a vacuum and it's fucking Liberty Maid. Let's see. Alright, yeah, Firefox is open. Let's see how close I was to this. Because I haven't seen Liberty Maid in years, but I'm pretty sure that's Liberty Maid. Come on. Tell me. Yep. Alright, that's Liberty Maid right here. From the Tick. So let's compare that. Oh, damn. It's so close. The tight hair. The shoulders with the kind of cord. Oh my god. It's fucking Liberty Maid. It's... Oh, man. Deflator mouse. Yeah, okay, even better. It's Liberty Maid! I don't believe it! It's fucking Liberty Maid, I called it. Okay, so, that's how you get Striker Wonder Woman. Does she eventually get evolved into that kind of golden Wonder Woman that we saw from the preview page and sign up? Probably. And that's mostly because that seems to be the closest Wonder Woman to those pre-graphics. Here's a more classic Wonder Woman. Let's view her hero bio. Let's see what that says. I've never clicked on one of these yet. Justice League, Amazon. Okay, so. Alright. Next thing. Me and DC Comics. I am far stronger in the Marvel Universe than I am in the DC Universe. DC Comics has never appealed to me that much. I mean, you know, some of the characters are just so straightforward and classic with no nuances to them. Like, I just didn't get into them as much. But, that being said, Injustice Gods Among Us, the mobile game from a couple of years ago, the swipey one, and Infinite Crisis, the failed MOBA. I spent a little time on both of them. Now, Infinite Crisis, I played a little bit of the beta on my older computer. It was kind of laggy, didn't enjoy the game that much. Hadn't ever played Heroes of the Storm yet. I was not a big MOBA player, did not play Dota 1 and 2, did not play League of Legends, fuck that trash game. So, I mean, I kind of knew what I was doing, but not really. I just enjoyed the characters in Infinite Crisis, because they were DC people that I never heard of before. Nuances to these characters, I'm like, different Green Lanterns, that I wasn't aware of. A Nightmare Batman, a Batman that was basically like a vampire bat. Shazam was in there, and you don't get that much exposure to Shazam lately. This Gaslight universe, like Gaslight Batman, a kind of a steampunky Batman, sort of like Spider-Man Noir over in Marvel Avengers Alliance. A Gaslight Catwoman who looked cool as shit. A fat-ass, ugly meat butcher looking Joker. And then it was just like, and then there was like high-tech modern stuff, like future versions. It just was interesting. And I was like, I really like the character selection in this. They're just cool-ass looking characters and not ones that I've ever heard of before. And Injustice Gods Among Us kind of did that too, with like Robin as Nightwing, and you know, just Lex Luthor in the big ass like Kingpin from Marvel Future Fight suit, what's sometimes called the Bling suit or the Blaster suit. There was just cool things about those games, and I appreciated that, even though I just wasn't that big on the DC Universe. From the heroes that I've seen here, it looks like I'll be able to get a smidge of that. but not completely. So, standard looking Superman over there. Shazam, which honestly, the thumbnails that looks like a Superman and a Superman. That looks like the Hulk. I mean, I know that's Solomon Grundy, but tell me that doesn't kind of look like the Hulk. We have a modern tie-in of quite vexing Harley Quinn, a very suicide-looking Harley Quinn. But then again, if we go a little further back, we have a classic Harley Quinn over here. There is... You see a splash screen a lot for this Clown Prince Joker. And you see that splash screen so much. It really you're like, I gotta get that. I gotta get this dude. So there's a ugly Suicide Squad looking Joker. That looks like Bullseye from Marvel. There's the Dark Knight, Hawk Girl. Kind of looks like Scarlet Witch. Is this the Clown Prince Joker? Yes. So you see a lot of splash screens for legendary Clown Prince of Crime Joker. Hopefully they just continue to flesh out. I mean, it's a big roster for the start, but hopefully they just continue to flesh it out with, non-standard characters that just aren't overplayed to hell. I mean, Suicide Squad stuff, new, modern, you're gonna expect that, like, Dark World Thor stuff showing up in Marvel Avengers Alliance. But just give us something that isn't just beaten into you for every single DC game that you play, like Superman, you know that. Batman, you know that. Sinestro and 2 Sinestros, that's going out on a little bit of a limb there. So, when you start the game, you have Zatanna and Green Lantern, and then it forces you to unlock an Archer, the Green Arrow over here, and then it also has you unlock Batman. Where I got Sinestro, where I got Flash, I don't really know. Deadshot he dropped. His little hero nuggets dropped. And the same thing for Raven. I've never spent money on a package yet, but I may have spent the little Goldie things over here. So, your currencies are Speed Boost or Speed Force. This is an autoplay of a mission without loading the level. Marvel Future Fight people, we know what that's like. It's a clear ticket. This is a fairly premium currency. This is the lowest form of currency. Pretty much everything uses it. It's like your pennies. That's your PvP currency. That's your energy. That's your PvP energy. And this has been happening a lot today. Supposedly, people spent a lot of time doing this game when it was a beta, so it is very internet sensitive. But nothing is wrong with my net. Nothing is wrong with the emulator. The Android version of this game is just shitting itself like crazy today. I'm probably not going to be able to show you combat because of it, but you see all these ones, these like thought bubble ones? That's because the game is trying to draw your attention to that hero. All the ones mean there's a level up ticket that matches that hero's color. So, Flash is green. I have a bunch of green level ups. That's why the game has the 1 over there. It's like, hey dude, why don't you go over to Flash and level him up? You have that color. If you see more than one, either you have a hero ability or a rank up, not the gear. It will not alert you to when your gear is ready to get ranked up, but it will alert you to superpower rank ups, and it will alert you to star level. So here, my Hal Jordan is a 1 level, a 1 star, 716 power. I have enough biometrics, to use MFF, to rank him up, and it would take him up to 2 stars. Which, at 2 stars, now gives me hammer time. If Green Lantern is shielded, I have a high chance of stunning. Now, he's one of the only people that has status effects so far. Zatanna's got 1. But this power gauntlet says it gives you a random chance to put a shield on somebody. It seems to go on Flash a lot. I see shields on Flash tons, and it's coming from Green Lantern. So there he is. He's now up to 736. So that's pretty good. A 2-star level 5. My Flash just updated all his gears. So the moment you have all level 1s, the game offers you to cash out and then start on level 2. So these are all 0s when you start, and then once all 6 are level 1, you click a button, the level 1s are locked in, and then you can start level 2ing them. If you want to find the things that allow you to... I'm going to say kiss my fucking ass right now, but it's not an option because it's not working. Oh my god, my game is not being accessed from another device. I know it's not. It's already been cleared. Yeah, so yeah, you're probably going to be seeing a lot of this, especially if you're trying to do it on an emulator. My iPhone is on a completely separate account because there is not a way to sync up iOS and Android right now. When I go on to my iOS version, I get that it is tagged to my iOS Game Center, and there is not an ability to do like a log out and pick a different kind of login. So there it says like, welcome back, my iOS name for Game Center. Yeah, that's saying that's stuck at loading config data too. The game is having a terrible launch day. This is about as bad as a PvP end day in Marvel Avengers Alliance. This is my second time trying to do a video on this. I had the video in 2 parts before because it was working, and then I had to cut it off when it shit the bed, and then it seemed to be stable, and I tried to go back and it was shitting the bed again. So as you can see here on the splash screen, we have a Superman. That's the Batman that I have unlocked. A kind of a stock Wonder Woman. That's the Clown Prince of Crime Joker. And over there, that's Doomsday. It's rock, paper, scissors in a 3-way. It's not 4 like the Oz game. It's the standard 3. And it plays with your mind because it's a little bit different than what we're used to. In this game, strength, the red fist, is strong against the blue. Like the blue magic. The blue magic is good against the green speed. And the green speed is good against the red fisty strength. So it's kind of opposite of like Oz and some of the other games. If we take Marvel Future Fight, the blaster is good against the red. The blue is good against the red. And if you go into, say, like the Fire Emblem games and everything, magic was always very good against the heavily armored knights, who usually was good against the footmen, and the footmen were good against the archers. Yeah. So, this game does it a little bass-ackwards. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. We will try to relaunch it one more time. I'm going to dip into RAM Manager. So this is Nova Launcher that I installed for Koplayer so that I don't have to use the default Koplayer interface. As you can see here, I adjusted the RAM mostly for free memory, which means the active task rather than trying to run multiple tasks at once. You don't have to do something like this. But I know Android emulation can get pretty tough on the PC, so I like for the Android environment itself to be relatively clean, so I like to run task killers. I'll show you guys here. When you're running the game, you'll see Tion Client up here, which is actually the KO player. ADB will pop up. Joystick tool will pop up. All tied to the emulator. Tion VM's virtual machine interface, and then the VirtualBox headless front end. On my laptop, oh god, I had Mimu, but Mimu was crashing a lot when I was auto running stuff in Marvel Future Fight. Like I would set it to auto run story missions or auto run specials or things like that, and I would walk away or focus on WoW. I would look over and it would just be gone. Like Mimu would close itself. It wouldn't display a crash message. Sometimes I would hear the sound stutter a little bit right before it would go out. It'd be like beep 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 beep, and it would just cut out. And it was very, very disappointing to think that I spent 5-10 minutes auto running a mission, look over in the game, and the emulator's just not there. Hopefully Koplayer wouldn't do that, so I uninstalled Mimu and put Koplayer on there so I can run DC Legends and hopefully Marvel Future Fight without crashes. Oz does not work on Koplayer. Oz doesn't launch, but your Koplayer has some compatibility stuff where if you go to advanced, you could do speed or compatible. And if you do, it will, if you switch this, it'll reboot. Also, root can be set up over here, and brand and model. It basically installs as a Samsung Galaxy Note 3. We're not getting anywhere, so I'm just going to wrap up the video, upload it the way that it is now. Hopefully when the game gets more stable, we'll take a look at combat and how to get hero, quote-unquote, biometrics, hero nuggets and everything. So I'm going to upload it the way it is. I'm going to wrap up the video by saying, again, this is November 3rd, the day after it launched on the Play Store and the day that it was launching on the Apple Store. The only known Android emulator where this works is Koplayer. Nox and Mimu, as of today, I can confirm that it won't work, and supposedly Handy Andy and BlueStacks, it won't work. And there is not a way of cross-syncing between iOS and Android yet, but I have a ticket in for that, so maybe that'll be exposed in the second video. And hopefully the game won't be a steaming turd fucking sandwich anymore like Marvel's PvP end days or like the United States of America election that we're facing. And that's just being sandwiched in between two hot turd sandwiches. So, alright guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to render this and I'm going to upload it the way it is. And we'll have to be back to the game when it actually works. See you everybody.